Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. आज के दिन हस्ब रवायत
according to our tradition, I am going to mention the blessings of Allah Almighty which descended upon the community during the year, and this is only even a fraction of all these blessings which Allah Almighty is bestowing upon the community. I have got a huge box, a pile of paper, but whatever I have brought after selection, I will not be able to explain everything here because it requires a lot of time. Despite making a very brief summary, still it becomes a very long report. Anyway, by the grace of Allah, it's a great mercy and bounty of Allah that this year as well, Allah Almighty blessed us with two countries, new countries, where Ahmadiyyat has been established. And now in 202 countries of the world, the plant of Ahmadiyyat has been planted there, Ahmadiyyat has been established there. And during the last 28 years in this way, because of a certain ordinance, and that was started with this intention to completely annihilate the community. By the grace of Allah, Allah Almighty has given us 111 new countries for Ahmadiyyat. During the year, the two new countries, they are Panama and American Samoa. Panama is in Central America, Caribbean. In the north is Caribbean Sea and the south is Pacific Sea. And in the northwest is Costa Rica, and southeast it is Colombia. Spanish is the language spoken there. And the population is 3.5 million. It's a small country. From Italy, Naib Sadr Khudam al-Ahmadiyya went there, and through him Jamaat has been established there through Tawsif Ahmad Sahib. And a new convert over there, through a new convert over there, in 2011, after the last Jalsa Salana in Guatemala, a new convert participated in Guatemala Jalsa, and he got more information about Ahmadiyyat and took some Ahmadiyya literature with him, and the Jamaat expanded. Then we sent our missionary, and there are certain baths after through that. In American Samoa, it is also in Samoa in South Pacific island countries. It's a small country. The population is 55,000, and it was allocated to New Zealand, and it's through him that the Jamaat has been established there. During this year, by the grace of Allah, in 52 countries the delegations were sent, and the contact was made with new converts, and there is a long list of that which is impossible to present here. And in this way, by the grace of Allah, apart from Pakistan, in all the countries, the communities which have been established, their number is 605, and apart from that, 957 places, in new places, Ahmadiyyat has been established for the first time. There are some incidents regarding the establishment of the new Jamaats. The missionary from Niger says that in Mazuji there is a village on the border of Nigeria. When we arrived there for the purpose of Tabligh, then the chief of the village said that Imam Sahib has gone to Kano for some important work, so you come some other time. So we came back without Tabligh, and then we went there again. And the people of the town village said that the Imam Sahib has just come back that morning. So along with Imam Sahib, other people also assembled there. So I introduced the Jamaat Ahmadiyya there, and I gave time to ask questions at the end. Imam Sahib, who is a very sincere and old person, old age person, he is quite fluent in Arabic and Hadith and Tafsir. He is studied in deeply. He thanked happily, and he said that we are all ready for Tabligh. And then Imam Sahib also explained that I was in Kano, and along with Durood Sharif I said my prayers, and I heard a loud voice in dream that Imam Mahdi has come into the world, and his people are moving in white colored area, and reached there, and you do the bath. So immediately I got up and I came here, and when I found you people here, so there is no doubt and there is no question. Rather, I thank Allah Almighty who has sent you here in this village. Alhamdulillah, now this whole village has accepted Ahmadiyyat, and a new Jamaat has been established here. And Amir Sahib Mali writes that last year there were very few rains and it was quite difficult. So many difficulties were there, and he wrote a letter for prayer to me. And Allah Almighty, I told them that you offer the prayer for seeking the rain and pray. And a missionary, a Mullim, says that he went to a teacher who was not having any link, but he knew that the Khalifa of the Jamaat has prayed for the rain in this area. And then I thought that I should go and see those people. So where the program was there, he went there in a Frako village, and he also heard that Khalifa al-Masih has prayed for the rain in this area, and he specially led the prayer, and he said that in his heart that if there is an extraordinary rain, for several years there have been a drought, so he is witness to the thing that such rains have not rained. So he has come today in order to get the Ahmadiyyat because the accord is with Khalifa. So Alhamdulillah, now a large number of people in that village, they are entering into the Jamaat. There are so many incidents of Bai'ats. From Benin, a Muslim from Klavi region says, the young son of the Imam, he accepted Ahmadiyyat, and his father was threatening him that otherwise he will throw him out of his house, but he refused to leave Ahmadiyyat, and his father threatened him to kill, and despite being the Imam, he wanted to kill his son through the magic. This black magic or magic is very common. So it is not only in India and Pakistan, but magic is everywhere. He says that when he was doing some magic work behind his house, and when they went there and they saw that the Imam was fainted there and he was lying on the floor, so then he started apologizing his son, and he then mentioned that for the last few days I was trying to play magic in order to kill my son, and when I was doing that I had a severe pain in my stomach, and it appeared as if my last moment has come. So then I realized that whatever I am doing, that is wrong, and I fell down unconscious, and now I repent from my opposition from Ahmadiyyat, and after that the whole family accepted did the Bai'at, and more Bai'ats are being received now. And the new mosque this year, the new mosque which the Jamaat has been able to build, the total number of that is 338. Out of that, 119 are new, and 119 are new ones, and 219 are those which are ready-made. Already made mosques have been granted to the Jamaat. In America, in Dayton, Columbus, Virginia, Baltimore, Harrisburg, I was able to open the mosque. In Columbus, the mosque was there, but still they got this opening ceremony done. They wanted to have that. Anyway, 3 new mosques, they were opened during this recent tour. And Virginia, there is a big mosque. Baltimore, there is a 4-story building. And in Harrisburg, Masjid Hadi was opened. It was a big church which the building was purchased. In UK, by the grace of Allah, 6 new mosques have been opened. Masjid Tahir, Baitul Tawheed, in Catford, Hayes, Baitul Ata, Masjid Baitul Ghafur, Wolverhampton, and Baitul Aman in Manchester. Now, by the grace of Allah, now in UK, the number of the mosque is 16. Apart from that, in other places the mosque is being made. In India, by the grace of Allah, 7 mosques, the increase of 7 mosques. In Bangladesh, 3 mosques. Indonesia, 5 mosques. This is the increase. And now, by the grace of Allah, in Indonesia, the total number in Indonesia is 392. In Ghana, there are 17 new mosques. In Philippines, there is 1 new mosque built there. Nigeria, there are 14 mosques built. In Sierra Leone, there are 59 mosques built. In Liberia, there are 12 mosques. Gambia, 5. Ivory Coast, 3. And in all the various countries of the world, the number of the mosques, in Kenya there are 10, in Tanzania 10, and in Uganda 6, Burkina Faso 21, and in Mali there are small villages. There are 62 ready-made mosques being received by the Jamaat, and in Kinshasa and Benin there are new mosques. In relation to the mosque, there are some incidents. There is a Ghanaian lady, Hajia Fatima. she donated 2 plots to the community and promised to build a mosque in 3 years. And her children had given her a new car. And now you see that how this sentiment, this desire of sacrifice for the community is increasing. So now the children said that either the car should be sold out and the money should be paid for the community, otherwise it will be standing in front of the house, but I will not use it. So the children started the work and they built the mosque and completed it, and 3 months within they completed that. And it was the completion was there, and there were 30 in 3 months, and it was 30,000 Ghanaian cedis was the cost of this construction. The missionary in Burkina Faso says, Hamid Maqsood Sahib, that in Tagala the mosque construction has been completed and the Jamaat did the Wakar Amal according to their ability. The Lajna was given the duty of providing the water. They used to bring it from 1 kilometer. Khudam and Ansar was given the responsibility of bringing the stones and the cement, and there was a mason who was helping them. There was a Christian in Tagala Gaon in the village, and there was some difficulties, legal difficulties, and he helped in that. And there was a pressure from the church that why you are so active in the construction of the mosque. But he did not come under any pressure. Rather, in collaboration with the chiefs of 14 villages, he joined the opening, and he openly joined participated in this community, and also he offered the Jummah prayer with us. In Kalawi, Benin, the missionary says that there was a big non-Ahmadi mosque, the 2-story building, and in order to expand the road on the both sides of the mosque, they demolished certain houses and paid the people, and some part of the mosque was also demolished, but the 2-story building stood there. The Imam Sahib of that mosque, they took the money from the government and also sold the mosque to the Christians at a huge amount, and on the other side, and this Imam Sahib and his people, they distributed the money among them, whichever they get, and they said that if the government gives a new plot, then we are going to build a mosque there. So people said that those who can sell a ready-made mosque, then how can we contribute, help them? And that this was the propaganda that these are the people who are selling the house of Allah and just grasping that money. This year, by the grace of Allah, there are 117 new missions in 108 countries. The total number of missionary centers, there are 2,442. India Jamaat is in the top of the list. There are 40 new Tabligh centers. Second number is Sierra Leone, and then Indonesia, Germany, Ivory Coast, and other countries. In Schwarzburg, there is a community center is being built there, and a building has been required. It is the outstanding feature of the community's Wakar Amal, the dignity of labor. I have mentioned that the ladies brought water from long distance. So during this Wakar Amal, and this Wakar Amal is great help in construction of the mosque. And in other countries, the Jamaats, they also do the construction work in this way. All the work is generally done through the Wakar Amal. According to the report from 62 countries, more than 19,000 Wakar Amal were there, and 3.7 million pounds were saved as such. According to Wakalat-e-Ishaat, in 16 countries the reports have been received. According to them, 569 various books, pamphlets and folders in 45 languages have been published. The total is 5.2 million and more than that, more than 5.2 million. And the translations of the Holy Quran in various languages which have been printed and the books of the promised Messiah ﷺ, some translations of that have already been published. The Brahini Ahmadiyya, the book of the promised Messiah, the translation of that in English was not available so far, and the opponents, they were also criticizing about that. The first and the second volume has already been published now. The first volume is already printed and the second is also going to come. Huzur is inquiring from Shamsab and he said that the first is already printed. Huzur is saying anyway the first has already been printed and that the second will be coming in few days time. A magazine has been started through the research cell and Mir Mahmud Ahmad Sahib, it's a monthly publication, Muwazana Mazahib, Study of Comparative Religion, which is published from UK, and highly intellectual academic articles are published and people are appreciating it. This magazine was badly needed and required. And also the number of the buyers is very few. I would like to say that those people who can read Urdu, they should become subscriber to it because very good articles are published and some articles are being translated to be published in Review of Religions. Amir Sahib Kababir says that Professor Hussain Darwish is a great Muslim scholar and he was a senior professor of Yerushalayim University. He is a poet and a orator and we went to see him and during the conversation he started learning about the promised Messiah and he accepted our gift very respectfully and he said many times we have passed through Haifa and we always passed by thinking ill of the Ahmadis, but now we know that there is a great treasure of knowledge and I am going to benefit from this treasure. And during the conversation he also mentioned during the conversation that a thesis about the promised Messiah he is going to write about the Fasahat wa Balaghat, the eloquence of Arabic, and he is going to write a scholar. And Masih Maud Islam gave me a challenge about that, whosoever is going to read that. And another person mentions that his friend was under Tabligh and despite his being close relative he was not allowed to enter. But despite that, whenever he used to meet that person, he used to convey his uncle. His uncle used to say that I am much more advanced in knowledge. So I think that by reading Ahmadiyyat you are going towards Christianity. And once I gave him the French translation of the philosophy of the teachings of Islam, and then he said that this book cannot be the writing of a false person, and such eloquence and knowledge I have not seen anywhere. And after that he was greatly impressed by Ahmadiyyat. His uncle says that one night I saw in the dream that my cousin, my nephew, he is on the heaven and he is far behind him. And then he came down from the heaven on the lower stage, and then he just touches his head, and then the sound was just like as if it coming from a hollow utensil. And then he realized in the morning that my knowledge about Islam, what was so far, that was simply an empty utensil, and my nephew who is above me, that indicates that his knowledge is much superior and much better than my knowledge. The report of Wakalat Tasnif, according to this report, the short commentary has been edited, and checking of various subjects is being done, and a lot of literature has been published, and some more is to come. Similarly, the books published this year, Majlis Khudam Ahmadiyya UK, UK has in English, has published a book about the life history of the Promised Hazrat Muslim Maud. It's a very good book, and quite a few other books have been published. And the books of the Promised Messiah in Arabic, they have been published in Chinese, in Maltese, German. The books are being published in Hindi, the translated versions, and also in Russian translations is there. And similarly, in so many other book languages, the books are being translated and published, and people are also paying more attention. The Review of Religion magazine, Huzur says that the subscription was very low before. It was only 1,244, and now the number of subscribers is 8,000, and now it's 8,500. In this America and Ghana, they are making contributions, and other countries less. And there was a complaint that sometime it is delayed in publication and arrives late. So now, because of that, we are trying that it should be published from there, and the subscription should increase. Ahmadiyya printing presses in various countries, they are also working very efficiently. And this year, the Fazl Umar press in Qadian, they have been provided with new machines, and they are publishing the books of the Promised Messiah, and hard binding and embossing and other facilities are also, and 80 to 85% job is being done over there. The exhibitions and book stalls through that, this year a lot of work has been done, and the Holy Quran, the exhibitions have taken place, 2,320 exhibitions, and 2.1 million people, more than that, have visited that. And through book stalls, this year 5,290 book stalls, and the message has reached to 3.3 million people. And the exhibitions, about the exhibition, the Nigeria, Al-Haji Y. Umar Sahib, Senior Security Officer, writes that I am very happy that Jamaat Ahmadiyya is holding Quran exhibitions, and they are presenting Islam in a beautiful way, and the non-Muslims are very much impressed by that. If other Muslims, if they also follow the good example of the Jamaat Ahmadiyya, so then the peace can be established all over the world. University of Lorraine, the barrister R. Ibrahim Sahib has written that through the Khalifa of Jamaat Ahmadiyya, all the Muslims, they can get united under one banner. Khilafat Ahmadiyya is the last hope through which the world can be saved. And I love your slogan, love for all, hatred for none. If you have to save the world then from destruction, then this is the slogan which can be of help. Mrs. S.P. Al-Amin has mentioned her comments that the Khalifa of the Jamaat Ahmadiyya, the whole man, he should guide the whole mankind, particularly the Muslims, to Kaaba and Medina, and also pray for that, because the example of the Holy Prophet ﷺ and the Khulafa Rashidin is to be seen in this Jamaat, and Jamaat Ahmadiyya has never been frustrated or defeated. And one Christian has written that before this exhibition I did not realize that Islam is so beautiful religion, and in the Holy Quran the teaching about humanity is wonderful, and I have realized that this teaching is practicable, and those people who are spreading terrorism in the name of Islam, they should be destroyed, and it appears that they have got no knowledge about Islam or the Holy Quran. Amir Sahib Benin writes that a retired officer, Sole Rafio Sahib, he after visiting the Namayish, he said that this dream of spreading the message of Islam to the corners of the earth, they are the people who are working hard to implement this desire, and I am really very much impressed by that. To the extreme north of Norway, and there was an exhibition of the Holy Quran, and in the north of the country, it is in one island which is on the north of Arctic Circle, and on the place of Lofton, and our Norwegian new Ahmadi, he tried to seek the permission, but it was refused, and he repeatedly contacted, and after that, when the permission was granted, he was so much impressed, then he immediately asked for the department of the in charge of the culture section and the news reporters, and showed them the exhibition himself, while the permission was only for 3 days, and now the exhibition is continuing after even 3 months, and there was a full report about this. In this library there is a continuous exhibition, and one reporter said, one newspaper said that we use weapons, and but there is no weapon here. And Saeed Ahmad Sahib from Congo, Brazil, he says that the history professor, he had a negative opinion about Islam, and he used to teach the same to the people, and when he came to see the exhibition, he said, I know very much about Islam, so therefore you will be able to run, you will have to go away from it. After 5-6 days, all his misunderstandings, they were removed, and he was very happy and looking in a very bright face, and after that he accepted Ahmadiyyat, and he is learning from Ahmadiyyat and teaching the history there. And somebody asked a question that non-Muslims can also touch there, and they can read it, and at that time he greatly appreciated this teaching. And this preaching of Ahmadiyyat, which is going on our radio, in which the advent of the Messiah and the second coming is being mentioned, this reference is very good, although it's very interesting, although I am a pastor, but I will be joining the Ahmadiyya community one day. And with the blessing of the FM Sangate Sahib, the Governor General of the Gambia, he also had when his pictures were displayed in these exhibitions, and his picture was shown with Hazrat Khalifa Masih Salis, and one of his son came, and a wife also came, and now the contact is being revived with this family. In Mir Sahib, and there was a bookstall here along with the other Muslim countries. The representative from Turkey came, and he appreciated, and he also purchased all the translations for Turkey, and he said that this we are going to use in an exhibition there. The representative of Malaysia purchased our books to include in the school course, and one representative from Saudi Arabia, he came, and he was given a presentation of the Holy Quran, and he said that this Jamaat is serving the Islam very much, and he said that he watches MTA. And the next day he came and he purchased a full set of Tafsir-e-Kabir. In Austria, he says that the Vienna International Book Fair, the Jamaat participated in that. More than 5,000 people came to see the translation of the Holy Quran in various languages, and the books and pamphlets and folders, they got it, and hundreds of people, they discussed about Islam. A professor from Iraq, who is a lecturer in Vienna University, he came with his wife to our stall, and he came to specially deliver a lecture in this book fair, and the books published by the Jamaat, and he was fully appreciative of the German translation of the Holy Quran, and he said that this German translation of this community is the best, and in 60s he benefited from it, and he said that he sent a big parcel of that translation to Saudi Arab after being influenced by that. And German translation is greatly accepted. I have mentioned earlier on that in Germany, the people buy the German translation. The people from school and mosque, they come and they remove the binding, and they put their own print line and print it there. Sometimes they don't add the print line, simply change the cover. Leaflets and flyers, and I gave this task to the community to spread it. In America, there are 230,000 leaflets have been, and the message has reached to 70 million people. In Canada, there are 400,000 flyers they have distributed. 85 million people got the message. In Germany, they have distributed 3 million. So far, they have been distributed, and 30 million people have got message. In Sweden, 300,000 leaflets distributed, and more than 2 million, they got the message. In Trinidad, 400,000, Guyana, 30,000. In Norway, more than 200,000, 2.5. And Belgium in 400,000, in Holland 500,000, and in all the countries, and people in billions now they are getting the message about Ahmadiyya in those countries. In UK, the flyers has been done here through the buses and in schools. The leaflet has been distributed. From Huddersfield, Paul Kemp says Paul Kent, he says that a leaflet I have received, it's like a wink of the fresh air, a breath of the fresh air, and he said that I'm greatly impressed by that. I'm not Muslim, I don't have any religion, but the attitude of Islam, positive, I have liked it very much. So I don't understand how big is Ahmadiyyat, but I fully appreciate the message mentioned in this. In Woking, Christina Deber says that somebody knocked at my door. I opened the door. There was a leaflet. He handed over to me. It appeared to be different than the junk mail. So it was good that I did not throw it in the dustbin. I said I want to say that I felt that this is a good message, and I wish that everybody should read. One head teacher said that I appreciate your pamphlet, and the philosophy of Islam and the principles, they are good, and I will give it to my students so that they can have a good picture of Islam. The message of love of all is a great message, and all those people who participate in this campaign of love, I appreciate and thank them. Christine Lubin said that I got this leaflet in letterbox. When I read the first page, I was impressed, and every day there are several letters, and they take away, and Pizza Huts and these things come through the mail box, but I received your leaflet and it was moving my heart and I was very happy. And your community is getting a lot of prayers through this, and this is a very good work being done in our society. Another lady writes that through my door leaflet, I got this. I don't know whether this community is local or not, but it is good for me. It is happy for me that when the opening of the mosque was made, then I was included in the interfaith group, and also through the buses, posters on the buses, a lot of publicity has been made, and there are some other incidents as well which are mentioned as a result of this campaign of leaflets. Muballigh in charge from America writes that through them there are through the buses, the billboards, the trains, and the publicity is increasing there. And by the grace of Allah, the members of the Jamaat, they are also activity in Tabligh is also increasing. And in the Germany there is one lady liked this style of distribution, and she gave €2 each to the Khuddam and Tifl as a gift. And one passerby, he looked at the flyer and he said, "You are doing very nice. This is the need of the time, and continue doing it, and do not stop it without any fear. Don't be afraid, and don't stop it." On the main railway station of Frankfurt, when the posters were put there, in which there were posters about the freedom of religion and the ladies' right, then there were verses and ahadith. Then a German mentioned his comment in this way, that as soon as I saw the poster, so then it stopped my feet, and I immediately took my camera and I took the photographs. And because I have got a daughter, and I am going to show her that what a beautiful teaching about the ladies is there in Islam. Sheikh Burhan Ahmed Sahib from India says, and through the toll-free number, the literature is being published, and also the number of the people contacting us, it's increasing. And they receive the call and give the reply to that. The toll-free number is, because of that, it has created unrest among some type of ulama, and they have started abusing us, and also they are threatening us that you stop this number immediately, otherwise the consequences are going to be very bad. And if somebody from Deoband called, that despite all the differences, I would say that the abuses which are hurled to you from our side, I appreciate your restraint, and nobody should ever do like that. And in Hyderabad, the missionary says that a Kama ready city, and through the help of the local colleges, school, and police officers and the Mandal office, they distributed the leaflet, and the non-Ahmadis, they were very much upset, and according to plan, Nasruddin Sahib was by force taken away in a car and taken to the mosque, and then he was beaten up by 100 people. He's in hospital. And in Ghana, there is a report that there on 3 main roads there was a big poster of the promised Messiah. On a billboard was there, and on 2 different places the photographs have been put, and underneath the word is there that the Messiah who was long being awaited, that has come. This is on the main road from Kumasi to Accra, and also in eastern region. And this beautiful picture and the message, it attracts all the people passing on that route, and it was quite expensive, $19,000, and that was paid by one devout member of the Jamaat. And MT International, the work is by the grace of Allah, it's very expanding, and there are 14 departments which are working. There are ladies, men, 24 hours they are performing the duty, and lot of volunteers they are all there. These are the youngsters from UK, boys and girls and ladies and men. Allah Almighty give reward to all of them, bless them. This year, in the translation in various countries, and simultaneously the transmission of the stream was 28, and the number of the people watching MTA has been increased, and because of the visitors, the streaming was being affected. So now they have started through global IPTV distributor, and through that it is going to be transmitted, and now there is not going to be any disturbance. And also on the mobile phone the expansion has taken place. I mentioned I mentioned about the misuse of this mobile in Lajna speech. So the good use as far as it can be done, and that should be done, and that can be done by the Jamaat only, the good use of the mobile phone and internet. In Ghana, the real talk in Africa, it was recorded in Africa. The local people, they have participated in that program with great zeal, and they worked very hard for it. Hausa Muslim lives near Kaduna, and who does the repair of the dish antenna, and he mentioned Naseem Bhatt Sahib, the missionary there, that I mentioned to him about MTA. He said that we have been watching MTA for a very long time, and our children, they watch it with so much keen that they don't allow us to change to any other channel. So they have got a lot of interest in this program. The devotion of an elderly person with Khilafat, the missionary writes about that. Pank Padde in Jamaat, when this writer, Malik Rehan Ahmad, and we went there to install the MTA, the dish, we went there in order to fix the dish there. So then an elderly person, Abdul Latif, he asked us to sit down there, and he started mentioning about the Masih Maud al-Islam and Huzur Ayyadullah Ta'ala with great affection and thanks, and he said that, and he mentioned Khalifatul Masih in a nice way and started crying, and he said, I'm 65, I don't know when I'm going to pass away. Since the time I have mentioned Mahdi alayhi Islam, this was my desire, that I wish that in my life the Imam Mahdi or his Khalifa should come to my house. I consider myself very happy today that I have got all my wishes done, because I have seen Imam Mahdi with my own eyes, and Khalifatul Masih, I have also seen him. So I thank Huzur for this blessing. The Amir Sahib France writes that Marseilles, there is an island there, Ile de Corse. By the grace of Allah, a person from Morocco who is resident there, Ahmad Haro, he joined the community. He happened to see the MTA Al Arabiya, and everything was clear to him that this is the truth. He contacted the London studios, and he got the report. The contact from London was made. He was contacted, and he, after seeing the picture of Jalsa Salana and Almi Bath, he did the bath. This island is historically very important because the King of France, Napoleon, was from this island. And through Radio Ahmadiyya, various very good work is being done. In 3 African countries, there are 7 Ahmadiyya stations which are established. In Burkina Faso, there are 4 radio stations. In Mali and Sierra Leone is also there. And by listening to the program and the introduction of the Jamaat, they are getting more and more information. Amir Samali says that there were there were, with reference to the Ramazan, there were very good programs there. In Jijini area, through the radio, the message of Ahmadiyyat is being spread, and there are 43,472 baths taken place there. Several villages have announced that they are Ahmadis, but we have not been able to reach them as yet. So Allah Almighty give them steadfastness and increase them in devotion. Our second radio is in Bamako, and according to the range of the radio is up to 3 million. And in Ramzan we are presenting 24 hours transmission. People are listening very great interest, and it's a very impressive program. And hundreds of people, they are mentioning their sentiments about that. Ahmad Jabi Sahib from Mali, he says that he lives 160 miles away from our radio station. He especially came to the radio station and he told that he is a scholar in Arabic and he knows 3 languages. He's very expert, and he is there are a lot of following, and he did not understand. Did not have a good opinion about Ahmadiyyat. He used to oppose, but by listening to Ahmadiyya radio, all his misunderstandings have been removed. And then he heard from Ahmadiyya radio that if you are not satisfied, then do the istikhara. After performing the istikhara, all the reservations, they are removed. And then he did, in order to do the bath, he traveled 160 kilometers and did the bath. In the Burkina Faso, Amir Sahib says that Bobo Jalaso, a person who lived there, I had some literature 1961, but I had kept this without reading it, and I never ever thought of reading that. And then from Burkina Faso, I came to this region. When I heard the commentary of the Holy Quran on this radio, then I thought that there is some truth in this community. So I continued listening to the radio, and for many years, the literature which I had kept for many years, then I opened it and read it, and the truth of Ahmadiyyat is clear. And after 50 years, Allah Almighty enabled me to join the community, and this is because of the blessing of having this literature at my house. Amir Sahib Mali writes that there is a person living in France. When from France he came to Mali, then he saw that all the people have become this, and then he started listening to the radio, and the light of Ahmadiyyat came to his heart, because when he was in France, he heard that there is a community in London, but there was no interest. But when he listened to the radio here, and then he came to know about this. In Ghana, the missionary says that our weekly program on radio, the non-Ahmadis, they congratulate us on this program and they appreciate our preaching. And there is a comparison of Christianity and Islam. And there was a rally in a place, and the chief of this area, Nana Abo, he also mentioned about our program on the Ahmadi present. He said that Ahmadi presenters are very bold Christian missionaries. They have been deceiving us, and the chief said that many people will be able to join the Ahmadiyya Jamaat. From Mali, a person has telephoned Amir Sahib that we were Muslims, but we had been using a glass made of wood. But now the Ahmadiyyat has given us the real, spectacles made of glass, and we are able to see the reality now. Amir Sahib, Burkina Faso says that with Ku region, Ejaz Ahmad Sahib went to that area So I asked when the Ahmadi, do the people listen to that program? He said when there is azan on the radio, then the children say that it's time for prayer, let's go to the prayer, because the Ahmadiyya radio has given the azan, so Ahmadiyya radio is doing our tarbiyat. And other programs are also going very good, apart from MTA. There are a large number of programs, 1,573 programs. And in other countries as well, the radio programs, they are being listened with great interest. In Suriname, the missionary says that, Suriname, they say that the representatives came to record certain programs. And once their team came into our mosque, and after recording the iftar and the prayer, then they interviewed the people. The President Sahib told them about the promised Messiah and the Nizam-e-Jamaat that he gave them, and also translation of the Holy Quran, and all this that was put on air on 8th of and the telephone came from the channel, and they said that our team has gone to 15 mosques, and we were honored there, and we would like to come again. And they came again, and they spent 3 hours there, and they recorded the poems of the children, and they were very much impressed. Through the websites as well, a very good work is being done through Al-Islam. In America, the volunteers are working this job. In Canada, and also some from Pakistan, and they also said there, and also from India, and also here as well in Britain, some work is being done. The Friday sermons in 18 languages, audio, video, in the form of YouTube, they are put there. On iPad, apart from that, iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry phones, these can be accessed on that. If you have to give the telephone to the children, then this habit should be inculcated, that every day they have to watch the Jamaat programs, and they should get this information. 500 books and in Urdu, and 180 books in English have been put there, and quite a good work has been done by the grace of Allah. In Qadian, by the grace of Allah, a good work is being done. One is about the press, and the other works, and there are new offices established. Library is there. Library has been established. Guest houses. By the grace of Allah, a lot of activity is now carrying. The Russian desk, they have also started a website which gives the translation of the Friday sermons. And there are a lot of letters which are being received, and they are very happy to receive the translation in their local language. The Chinese desk is also, by the grace of Allah, it is doing very good work, and through them in some exhibitions in China, the literature has been sent, and in Kababir in Germany, but the literature was sent through them. There is a book, The Revival of Islam. A book is being under preparation, and different type of literature is being prepared. Turkish desk is also doing good work, and they have translated certain books into Turkish, and their programs are also coming. Bangladesh is also is working regularly, and one live program which comes bi-monthly shooter. And through that, a lot of baths are being effected in Western Bengal as well. And French desk is also doing very good work. And the translation of the Friday sermons and the translation of the books. And also on YouTube, they have put some books and pamphlets over there. And the revised edition of the Holy Quran translation is also now coming. Huzur is inquiring whether it has been published or not. Huzur says it is already in the press. And the press people have been a bit lazy because they say that it was given to them late, and because of the opening of the schools, there is some other work, their pressure of that is there. So hopefully very soon this book will be there. The Japanese desk has also been established in Rabwa. This is also doing good work. And Arabic desk has also done the good work, and all the books of the Promised Messiah, they have already done the translation of all the books, and the few remaining are there that will be done also very soon. So in this way that all the books in Arabic written by the Promised Messiah ﷺ, it is now available. MTA 3 and through Hawar al-Mubashir, very good work is being done. Yasin Sharif Sahib wrote a letter that for 30 years I have read the book of various schools of thought, and I have studied everywhere, but I was not satisfied. I studied their point of view very deeply, but I did not find them dedicated. But I thought that the ulama of various denominations, they do not agree on one point. After this contradiction, I was very much upset. I was not laughing at Islam, but I was laughing at these mullahs. And my parents used to say to me that it's much better that you do not go to offer the prayer. When I started watching MTA, then all these contradictions and questions, they were solved, and I started coming out of darkness to light, and as if I have reborn. And after that I have been, otherwise I would have been died, and my end would not have been better. And he says that in my city I am the first one to do the bath in this period of Khilafat, and I'm thinking on various verses of the Holy Quran, that I'm thinking whether I am truly a believer or not. So I mentioned in my lecture today that Allah Almighty tells the people whether they are true Muslims or not, and Allah Almighty guides them in this way. And then he says that the Holy Prophet ﷺ says that a mu'min is not that which taunts and is not who curses other people and using foul language or abuses them, but the other channels of the Muslims, they have got beautiful names like Rahmat, Hikmat, Wisdom, and Kausar, and Safa, Anwar. But all these people are very stone-hearted, and they are fighting with one another and abusing one another. And they all do this in the name of Allah and in the name of Islam. I wish that because of the good name of their channel, they should feel some shame. And the job of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, according to the Quran, is the recitation of the signs and purifying the people and give them the education. And is there any mention of any prophet in the Holy Quran which has taught his followers that they should capture the kings and the rulers and kill them and make them infidel, and you in this way you push the Muslims many centuries back? Is this the job of the ulama these days? And he said that Masih Maud he came in Punjab near the White Minaret, and maybe it is it might mean that he would be close to Himalaya, which is like a minaret for the whole world. It's very tall, and always it is covered with snow. It's white, and that is in the east of Damascus. And when I was writing this, then I came to realize that there is a hadith, and I also remembered another one in which is mentioned there that when the Khurasan side, the people with black flags, they will come. So then you should be along with them. And when the person is Khalifatullah al-Mahdi, so therefore you have to go there, and even if you have to cross the glaciers. And he said that I started thinking that when our Khalifa, he mentioned about me that when he hoists the flag of Ahmadiyyat, that is something similar to that. From Morocco, somebody says that when I came to know about the Jamaat and I was satisfied, I decided to do the bet after Istikhara. On the Friday, I prayed very vehemently, and I implored Allah to guide me to the right path. The same day when I went to offer the Jummah prayer, then in our central mosque, the Mullah delivered a sermon, and he mentioned about the dream of a person, that this person is insisting on the interpreting of this dream, and it appears that he has seen this dream again and again, and he wants to find out what is the meaning of that. He has seen that there is a flood of Noah, and there is a ark of Noah, and people are boarding that in great number, and there is a kalima tayyiba written on that, and somebody was calling the people to come on, and later on he came to know that this person is Masih ibn Maryam. Maulvi said that it is impossible because it is impossible that it should be Masih Isa bin Maryam, because this is the time of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, and this boat of Nuh cannot, and this cannot be the property of Hazrat Masih alayhi salam. And how is it right that the Holy Prophet ﷺ has mentioned about the advent of Hazrat Isa in the later part of the time, and his descent has to be after the advent of Dajjal and Yajuj Majuj. And that appeared that he didn't understand the point. I realized that I understood from it that al-mu'minu yara wa yura lahu, that a mu'min sometimes sees the dream for himself, and sometimes he is shown a dream for the others, and somebody else is shown the dream. So 2 days before ago I had done the istikhara, so therefore I was convinced that there is a message for me in this dream. And after the Jummah prayer, when I came back, I started thinking that one cannot deny the claim of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, and the denial of the Maulvis is beyond understanding. And after that, I decided to do the Bai'at. And Sudan a person says that, and I never miss this program. I see it regularly, and sometimes I see those programs which are repeated, and I enjoy that because I want to know more and more about the community, and by reading the books I am benefiting. And I was very much impressed and benefited from the commentary of Surah Fatiha, and I have written my letter only yesterday, and I want to keep in touch with you. There is no mention of the Jamaat in Sudan, so when I opened the channel, then your channel was there, which is the most truthful, and some people say that Sudani channel is much better. It is better because the ladies do not come with makeup. But on MTA, there is nothing, no program of the worldly interest, or there is no advertisement. And sometimes there are good programs on other televisions, but this is all commercial, but not in case of MTA. Somebody says right from Italy, Khatib Sahib, that I started work at 10 and I hated fighting with children. At 11 I started fasting, and in 18 I got married. When I saw that in the name of Islam people are committing crimes and the mullahs say different and do differently, so I lost my interest in them. So there was a conflict in mind that why this stealing is essential, why people should get the righteousness. And in Italy I did not have any job, and I came to know about the sickness of my father, and some friends collected the money. So I came to inquire about his health in Morocco. After 2 days, my father died. So after that, I said that the Allah Almighty has taken back his trust. So I prayed to Allah Almighty that He should give something best to me, and Allah Almighty accepted my prayer, and I was satisfied. I did the bath, and I was satisfied. On that night, I saw in the dream that I was wearing some green clothes, green colored clothes, and he saw Hani Sahib. He's offering the prayer, and when he finished, then he said that why do you offer the prayer, a Fajr prayer? So he said that I am very much in deep sleep at that time, but he advised him to offer the prayer, Fajr prayer. There are very many incidents which are recorded here. In Iran, one lady says that I was brought up in Shia family, and there was a religious inclination during the period of King of Iran. I was very much impressed by a certain alim, and on the other side, I also studied the programs on the television and the books, but I was not satisfied the way the Islam was presented. The way Islam is being presented, there is something wrong in it and some deficiencies there, because Allah Almighty says that people will enter into the religion in great number, but this is not happening at this time. So I realized that there is a need of correcting the way in which the message is being presented today, and there should be the need of a channel who should highlight the teaching of Islam and reintroduce the teachings of Islam. And one day a friend called me to his house and introduced MTA. After that, I started watching the program Hiwar al-Mubashir and some other programs in which you mentioned the tafsir of the Holy Quran, and various other subjects were discussed. In very wise talk was there. For the first time, I saw that it was intellectual talk, and the answers of the people were given, very sound answers were given. Although I was not an Ahmadi, but I have become your missionary, and I started inviting other people to watch MTA, and because it is the Jamaat who is defending Islam, and it purifies it from these absurdities. So I am quite confident that those who are denying the Jamaat, they are not acting on the noble example of the Holy Prophet ﷺ and the Holy Quran, because their behavior is against the hikmah and wisdom, and their attitude towards the Jamaat in itself is the testimony of their defeat. And this is also very strange that the ulama, they ask the Shias to come for a debate, but regarding Ahmadiyya, they simply call them kafir and abuse them. And when I heard that Ahmadis are being captured, they are imprisoned and killed, then I realized that the Ahmadis, they have got the truth in them. And whenever I use MTA, my faith always increases. When I came to know that you don't believe any abrogation in the Holy Quran, I was very much surprised. And when I heard that the promised Messiah, in order to establish its superiority over other religions, he has written the book, the Brahini Ahmadiyya, so then I was very much impressed by the dedication of the work, and I realized that he is not an ordinary person when I read the books of the promised Messiah and the caliphs. And these are the thoughts which are badly needed by the world at this time. And it left no room for me except to join the community. And now after that, I take it as my responsibility to do tabligh, and I seek further guidance about that. And there are several other incidents there, and it's not possible to mention all of them at this time. Now I come to Tahriq Waqf Now. By the grace of Allah, the number of the Waqfin Now, more than 3,000 number has increased this year, and now the total number is more than 47,000. The boys are 29,000, and 864, and the girls are 18,000, and it's 1 to 1.7, and the children from Pakistan, they are number 1, I mean so far as their number, and by the grace of Allah, the Waqfin and all those missionaries, those 17 missionaries have been trained now, and 70 Maulameen and teachers, and some in nursing department, some engineers and pharmacists, 2 doctors. So 280 are in the field now. There are 13 and 1300 in Jamia. There are Maulameen 101, PhD and MBBS, and pharmacists are there, and 3 veterinary doctors, and 70 are paramedics, 233 are engineering degree, and 87 has a diploma in engineering, and 398 have done MA and MSc. And so this batch is also coming into the field. B.Ed 70 and BCom 257, and in this way, and 4,110 is the total number of that. Akil Ahmed Sahib from Bo region, he says that a local missionary, Al-Haji Saidu, he married for 3 years, and there was no progeny, and he once asked that I once asked him that you have not written a letter about Waqf now. So he replied that I don't have any hope for children. So after that he wrote a letter, and he was blessed with a son, and his name was I named that child as Masroor. So when he was told that the name of your child has been Masroor, he said, actually my dream has been fulfilled, because some time ago I saw the dream that Allah Almighty has blessed me with a son, and my mother says to me that you name this child as Khalifa. So in this way, Allah Almighty, by the grace of Allah, He accepted the prayer of the Khalifa of the time, and also according to my dream, the name of that child is according to the name of the Khalifa. And in Ghana, International Jamia has been established now, and the construction is going on, and inshallah, from all African countries, the children the boys will get the Shahid degree, and now now they will be able to get the Shahid degree in a proper way. The press and publication, according to this, in this department, a lot of work has been done. In radio interviews and newspapers, and the cuttings, and in Maqsanat Sawir there is a good work done. In Majlis Nusrat Jahan as well, in 12 countries of Africa there is good work being done, and there are in 12 works, higher secondary school and junior high school, they are working there. This year homeopathic clinic has been opened, and there are special incidents of cure. Secretary Missionary from Techiman, Ghana says that in 2011 we made a special program that whether with the advent of the promised Messiah, whether the prophecy of the second advent of Messiah has been fulfilled. So everybody mentioned their opinion. But the Seventh-day Adventist Church, the priest who he denied this point, and he said that the advent of Hazrat Masih Maud alayhi Islam, it is wrong to declare his advent as the second revival. I replied to him in the light of the Holy Quran that if we are, then Allah Almighty should punish me if we are trying to deceive the people. and the Allah's decree appeared in this way that 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 he decided that he was going to show the people in the form of a serpent, as it was done in case of Hazrat Musa. So a lot of people, they arrived there on that time, but the miracle was not seen. So then the people, they threw the sticks and the stones upon him, and he said that Allah Almighty has disappointed me. Now he has left Christianity and is doing his worldly business. And the newspaper mentioned and put the title as false prophet. Allah Almighty shows this type of examples at every time. Similarly, so many patients are cured, while the doctors they have described the case hopeless. Allah Almighty has blessed the hands of our doctors with cure, and people come there, patients come there and go back recovered. And International Association of Ahmadiyya Architects, they are also working very hard, providing the fresh water and the electricity. And they have started model villages. Project has started, and one has been opened, and another village is almost ready. They are going to open it very soon. And through this system, the Jamaat Ahmadiyya, through this organization, the name of Ahmadiyyat is being spread, and they are appreciating. Through Humanity First as well, a lot of work is being done. Similarly, there are other welfare work which are being done, and the food stuff in different quantity has been prepared. A Native American, he said that after this incident, I was having great enmity against Islam, and but this in 10 years there was no decrease in this enmity. But after this, your campaign of collecting the blood, the people, so then the reaction was that this is also a stunt of public relation. So then I started crying at that time, and all this enmity and rancor has been completely wiped away. And when I was told that this campaign was from the Muslims, so then I decided that I will also give a donation of blood. After worship in church, a priest said, if somebody wants to ask a question, he may. And then a lady said that there is a community of the Ahmadiyya community, and 9/11, they are collecting blood donations. Should we work with them? We should work with them. And a lot of people have mentioned their opinion about that. Half a million. 0.5 million. And the hundreds of patients, men and women and children, they are benefiting from this facility from Benin. A missionary Muslim writes then that I should be extremely grateful to the Khalifa of the time, when there was nothing with me, and I was thinking that I should get a loan from someone. But the next day, the Muslim came, a missionary came, and he gave me this Eid gift, and I am grateful for that. And in Burkina Faso, there people are expressing their thanks for the welfare services. And the community is serving the poor. And the TV mentioned that, and the governor of a region, he mentioned the TV team that I have been greatly impressed by the social activities of the Jamaat, and this Jamaat is not doing it now, but since long they have been doing it. They do not give the message of peace to the people, but also the poor people, the destitute and the widows and the prisoners and the patients and the orphans. They practically look after them and practically give the message of peace to the people. They have the contact with the prisoners as well, and the work is being done. Through the new converts, the contact with the new converts, Ghana is top of the list. 29,000, more than 29,000 contact has been mentioned, and in 7 years, this is nearly 1 million people they have contacted. In Nigeria, 40,000 new converts, they have revived the contact with them. So Nigeria should be number one if they have done 40,000, Hazur says, because, and according to the total number, they are at number 2. And third is Burkina Faso, and there are also, the contracts are being revised by the grace of Allah. You are generally interested that what is the information. So this year, by the grace of Allah, 514,352 is the number of the bats this year. From 116 nations, people from 282 people have joined in Ahmadiyya. Inshallah, tomorrow the representation of this there. In Mali, 145,027 new Jamaats, and in Nigeria, 125,000 people and 30 new Jamaats have been established. In Ghana, there are 37,000 and 59 new Jamaats. In Burkina Faso, 25,000. And 42 new Jamaats have been established. In Ivory Coast, by the grace of Allah, 7,600 bats are there and 29 new Jamaats are there. In Senegal, this year is 7,000. Benin is 39,000. Niger is 23,000. Cameroon is 21,000. Uganda 2,000, and Kenya 2,000, Sierra Leone, India more than 3,000, and the Central African Republic, the bats are 2,400, more than 2,000. So regarding bats, some incidents I would like to mention. Ibrahim Amtila, our Mollim, says that when he was sent to a certain village for tabligh, so he went to the shop of a Muslim so that he can buy something and eat it. He was also introduced about the Jamaat, and he said that the way you have introduced about Islam I have never heard before. In every day there is a fight in our mosque, and this Mollim said this is our message, and this is what the Holy Prophet ﷺ has mentioned, that Imam would come, so you should believe in that, you will be peaceful. And then he showed Hazur's picture. He said that we see him every day, but we do not know because his language is different. and my family, my wife and children, they watch it regularly. Then the Molem told him that you can change audio channel and listen in French. He said that my house is too far and I can't leave my shop at this time. So this is my telephone number. You come again and I will collect other people. And a new door has been opened, and now in this area more than 100 baths have taken effect. The Amir Sahib Mali says that opponent Mullah came to make a speech, and he returned after doing the bath. And opponent Mullah, when in Jijani, when the radio started there, so then he happened to meet our Mollim there. When he entered into the radio station, then he saw the picture of the promised Messiah and also the picture of the Khulafa. Then as soon as I saw the picture, then I realized that these are the people of the companions of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. I haven't seen them, but this is how I feel. And after that he said that this is my bath and I now become an Ahmadi. So the right-minded people, they are always guided by Allah like that. Mufizur Rahman Sahib from Bosnia says that he mentioned about, he talked about Ahmadiyya to a person, and he came to the mission, and during the conversation he happened to look at the picture of mine, and he asked that about me, and when he was introduced that he said that is it possible to meet him. So in those days the Jalsa Germany was near, so he came to Jalsa Salana Germany, and he listened to my addresses, and when he was listening to my lectures and looked at me and started crying and weeping, and he says, I don't know why I am crying. And after doing his bath in the Jalsa, he joined the community. Before that, he was completely away from offering any prayer or doing anything Islamic, and now by the grace of Allah, after becoming Ahmadi, he has started doing all these Islamic rituals again. Amir Sahib Gambia says that he came to our Jalsa Salana, a non-Ahmadi friend, and he listened to the Jalsa and he said that I want to join the Ahmadiyya community, and because this is the true Islam, and because the gathering is exactly according to Islamic pattern, and he immediately decided to join and joined the community. And in New Zealand, he says Maori people, we had the first bath recently, and there is a pious change after his becoming an Ahmadi. So this friend, after doing his bath, he was unfortunately he was very terrorist feelings were there, and because of his past, it was likely that he might be arrested, and the wife was also taking great interest in the community, and he said that if Ahmadiyyat is true, then you should be escaping from the punishment. His wife has not yet done the bath, but he himself was miraculously saved from the punishment of prison. And there is another person from the tribe of elders. He also came to visit us and offered the bread with us, and he also made the prophecy that some other people are going to come and visit this area. From Togo, he has mentioned, this report is from there, that I accepted the Ahmadiyyat because my elders, my forefathers has mentioned about me. In my village, one god was never worshipped, but there were many people nearby, but they did not come to our village. And these were the very first people who invited me to one God. When I listened to the message of Ahmadiyyat, then I was sure that these are the people about whom my forefathers have told me, this is the true light. So I accepted that, and always I will stay with that. And then through the dreams, many people are guided to that. Amir Sahib Gambia says that one person, after accepting Ahmadiyyat, he started preaching to his brother, but he was not paying any attention. So one day his brother said he wants to do the bath. He was surprised. He said that, why are you doing bath? He said that I saw in the dream that the sun is up, and along with that the moon is also there. And I was told that this, when the sun is the Holy Prophet ﷺ, and when after that the moon was there, then it was told that it is Imam Mahdi, and the moon was full. And I was told that this moon is actually the Imam Zaman, the Imam of the age. And after that I say that I should accept Imam Mahdi because he has come. So the next day I did the bath along with my brother. His brother came to the mission house and did the bath. Amir Safran says that a new Ahmadi Bukhas, his mother mentioned a dream that I'm offering a prayer, and there is a bearded person in front of me, but he doesn't say anything. The dream is 5-6 years old. One day I went to Jalsa, Germany. There I saw the picture of the promised Messiah. I didn't know who he was, and this was that saintly person whom I saw 5-6 years ago. I had seen, and I was told that he is the promised Messiah. And then tears came into my eyes, and he watched the Jalsa, and all these things, they affected him very much. And when he came back, then he told his son, her son, that nobody can stop me from becoming Ahmadi. Banfora in Burkina Faso, there is a Chimpogra. Once a person saw the dream that his son says that, oh father, look toward this area, and when he sees there, then he sees Imam Mahdi standing there, and he told this dream, but nobody could reply. One day he went to the Mollim and told him the dream. Mollim Sahib, he went inside, and he brought the picture of the promised Messiah and asked him, was this person you saw? He said that this was the man with turban whom I saw in my dream. And the Mollim introduced that this is the Imam Mahdi, Imam of the age. And who is Imam Mahdi? And that person said that I haven't seen him before, and I did not have any introduction, but in my dream this was the person which I saw, and he immediately joined the community as a result of that. There are countless incidents like that. Then Allah Almighty also strengthens the faith through the in the faith. One local Ahmadi from Kyrgyzstan, he says that occasionally there were certain doubts regarding the truth of the promised Messiah, that on what status he was, and despite the fact that I was Ahmadi for many years, but I was wandering around as innocent, as an unlearned person. So because I don't know Arabic or Urdu, I was unable to read his books. So I occasionally I used to be in doubt about his claim of prophethood. Many times Satan tried to misguide him, but I was praying to Allah Almighty that you please guide me. And at the end of the 21st fasting, I was praying that I heard a voice that Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would teach you how to perform the sajda. And immediately my body turned into the person of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and we both offered together. And after that, Allah Almighty told me that now Hazrat Masih Maud would teach you how to do the sajda. And Hazrat Masih Maud entered into my body, and then he turned into the form of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And then I did the sajda for the second time. And how it is can be called that both these are the one person, and by that dream all my doubts, they were removed. And now I give the witness that the promised Messiah ﷺ is the true prophet of Allah. The opponent ulama and their debates sometime in Zambia, Livingston, For the last 4 months, there were Tablighi programs were going on there, and in the literature and the Tabligh efforts, by looking at that from Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh, the mullahs who had come, they had tried to incite the local people against the mullahs did so, and that no Ahmadi Muslim should be allowed to live in that area. And the Imam of the local Jamaat next Friday spoke vehemently against in the khutbah, and he very foul and filthy allegations were made against the promised Messiah alayhi salatu wasalam. And after the khutbah, the local people, they started inquiring about that what is this thing, and all these people, why these people are so much opposed and against that. So these some knowledgeable people came and discussed the subject for many days on end, and various Tabligh sittings were there, literature was read, and these four people, one of them, they telephoned that, he was born on 30th of June, and this year on 30th of June in 2008, he left Christianity and accepted Islam, and now on 30th of June 12, he accepted the Ahmadiyyat and became a member of that. So he said Ahmadiyyat is 100% true. And there are some, and regarding the false propaganda of the mullahs, and by looking at the condition of these so-called mullahs, and sometime there is a change after looking at these things in the people, and there are certain baths which took place. The example of the Ahmadis, there are some examples of that by looking example at the good example of the Ahmadis, Burkina Faso, and then he says in Mahdiabad, where the model village project has been completed, we employed a person, Abdul Qadir, for vegetables, and one missionary was preaching to him, and after the opening of the Mahdiabad, he left the job, and there was no contact for some time. On 27th May, this person came into the mission and he said he would like to do the bath. When he was read out this bath form, so he put the name, his own name, and the wife and the children, and he said, I am not very much educated, but I was unable to find so many arguments, and I have not seen any member of the Jamaat smoking or drinking or having any drugs. So because I don't have any argument, but I can't understand the language. But just looking at the face of the Khalifa, when the people listen to his sermon, they keep sitting there. Can it be the case that they are they are in love for this person who is a false person? So I am fully convinced of the truth of the Ahmadiyyat. So today I fill the bath form and join in the community. After seeing the signs, Muallim Abdul Kabir Ojoy from Nigeria, he writes that, and we were doing preaching in some area, and after a lot of opposition, somebody told the name of Bashir that if these Ahmadis are not true, and then if the Ahmadis are true, then the opponents should be put into difficulty and establish a sign. And then I saw that after 5 days that these people, they fell sick and great pain was there. And I was fully convinced that this is from God Almighty, and Allah Almighty has given the verdict that the Ahmadis are true. And the steadfastness of the new Ahmadis is also something very prominent. And there are a lot of incidents of that. In Eldoret, there is a Jamaat in there, an elderly lady, and Allah Almighty enabled the lady to join in along with the family, and the relatives opposed her, and after that the husband died, and the opponent said that the husband has died because of Ahmadiyyat. And the wife said that you should abstain from this opposition, otherwise Allah Almighty's punishment will come to you. But this and the lady said that I have accepted Ahmadiyyat for the sake of Allah Almighty, and come what may, whatever sacrifice I have to give, but I will stick to Ahmadiyyat. And I was told that I should be very steadfast in my faith, and Allah Almighty will show the sign. And she is now very steadfast and regular in contribution. And once I arranged a tabligh program at some distance from another village when I was there, and this lady was also there. And I asked her, and she said that I came to know that you are coming for tabligh. Is it possible that the representative of the Khalifa comes in our area and I should not be joining there? And after that the Mullam told that she did not have any money to travel, and she came on foot. But the extraordinary Reformation incidents are also very many. It's very difficult to mention. In those people who stop our preaching and become a sign, there are some examples of that. From India, Sheikh Burhan Ahmad Sahib mentions that when some people joined the community, and then there was a lot of opposition, and some people were very much advanced in opposition. There was one 40-year, and there was a Mishri Khan who said in front of other people that I have seen that Ahmadi log, instead of facing to Qibla, they face in a different direction. Another person, Kareem, with the name of Kareem, also criticized the Jamaat. And there was another Maulvi who was also in leading them. And there was one Badshah Khan who was also very much advanced in opposition. So all these people, they used to oppose the community and abuse the community. And they had decided that they are going to finish the community in that area. And their end was very, it was a great sign from Allah Almighty. The Mishri Khan, he was a healthy person, but within 2 months he fell ill, and he could not pass water. And after vomiting, within 4 hours he died. And the Kareem Nami, he was suffered a stroke, and after a painful disease he passed away. And within 2 months the other Maulvi, he as heart attack he died. He was 30 to 40 years age. And Tahir Son Sahib, who is from Cooper region, and he says that in one place the Jamaat purchased a land and wanted to establish a Jamaat there. And the Sheikh Suleiman over there, he started saying that the Ahmadis are non-believers and their criminal activities are there, and he started abusing the promised Messiah. And when the construction of the Jamaat school was being made, so he started a campaign against us, and he gathered all the people and went to that area, and he said, this is our place of Eid, and we are not going to allow that this should be converted into a school. And he used foul language as well. And this lady, there was a lady who also used foul language, and she said that whosoever will come here, I will break her legs. After this incident, one son of this lady went to the jungle and he died there, and the second also fell ill and he died. And then the people started saying that this is the lady who has used this threatening words and foul language, so that is the result of that. And after that the husband left her and threw out of her home. And then this lady came to the mission. He invited the missionary to her home and offered the food and begged pardon from him. And then he said that you should pray to Allah that He may forgive my sin. And on the next day, after Fajr prayer, they came to the house of the opponent Imam, and then people started saying that the Imam has kept somebody and he's having a business of intoxicants, and the people took hold of that Imam and manhandled him and also beat him, and also they dragged him on the street, and that person was also made an object of a lesson for other people. And there are quite a few other incidents that they may be mentioned sometime later on. Allah Almighty, despite all the difficult situations, He helps the community. In Kenya, our missionary writes from there that Muhammad Idris Sahib was a very devout Ahmadi. Now he is Qaid Khudam al-Ahmadi of Mombasa region. In June 2001, there was a very serious severe fire there. And when the Idris Sahib was out from his compound, the house was about 7 kilometers away, and the wife informed him about the fire, and I don't know what to do. There was a great panic, and Idris Sahib informed me on telephone. I assured him that Allah Almighty will take care of that, and he said that I started running towards my place, and then I thought of that revelation of the promised Messiah, that Allah is not only our slave but also the slave of our slaves. And then and Allah Almighty, I started praying to Allah Almighty that I am your humble servant. So when I was running before, I immediately stopped, and then I got some transport and came to my house. The fire brigade has already arrived, and they were trying to extinguish the fire. The missionary writes that he also arrived there with some khuddam, and when the fire was brought under control, then we enter into the compound, that if something has been spared from the fire, then we can get hold of it. When we entered into that except the house of Muhammad Idris, which was of 3 rooms, and there was another house next to it, which was only of 1 room, everything was complete, and the rest of the compound was all burnt to ashes. So when we entered into the house, which was filled with smoke, then right in front of that the picture of the promised Messiah ﷺ and the picture of the Khulafa was there. Then as soon as I saw that, then the Khadim Mazze Rajab Sahib, he immediately said that how is it possible that in that house in which the picture of his beloved people is there, that should be burnt away. And all the people, they were very much surprised that how this house was protected from the fire. There are so many examples that pious changes because of Ahmadiyyat, and making contributions and regularity in prayer. There are so many examples are there. By the grace of Allah, the Jamaat is progressing in the community, and the people who are joining, they are increasing in their faith. And Hazrat Masih Maud says that despite severe opposition and difficulty, that prophecy of the Ibrahim Ahmadiyya has been fulfilled now. He is mentioning about that time, and we are seeing the examples of that these days. And the summary in a nutshell, the people will try to obliterate the Jamaat and oppose it, and Allah Almighty will turn this community into a big community, and very soon the community will spread all over the world, and Allah Almighty will curse these people who are opposing Him, and Allah Almighty enable us to act upon those things in the correct way, and include us in those people, and those who are among those people whom Allah, the promised Messiah wanted to see his members like that. Zur said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. With this prayer, he finishes the speech.